The ongoing trade conflict between the United States and China has been one of the most significant geopolitical issues of the past few years, impacting global markets, diplomatic relations, and economic strategies. As the world's two largest economies clash over tariffs and trade policies, tensions continue to rise, with both countries presenting differing narratives on the progress, or lack thereof, of negotiations. Recently, President Donald Trump claimed that Chinese President Xi Jinping had called him to discuss the issue, a statement quickly denied by Beijing. This disagreement underscores the complexity of the situation, where public communication and diplomatic posturing often create more uncertainty. As both nations remain at odds, the implications for global trade, the USDX, and international financial markets continue to be a point of intense focus for analysts and traders alike. The statement from a Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson is an outright rejection of Trump's claim in an interview with Time magazine last week that Xi had called him, as the world's two largest economies remain locked in a dispute over sky-high trade levies. As far as I know, there has been no recent phone call between the two heads of state, Guo Jiakun told a regular news conference. I want to reiterate that China and the United States are not engaged in consultations or negotiations on the tariff issue. China has maintained its tough public stance on the trade war even as Trump softened his tone last week, saying that astronomical U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods will come down substantially and promising to be very nice at the negotiating table as he attempts to get Xi to initiate talks. He's called, and I don't think that's a sign of weakness on his behalf, Trump said, referring to Xi in the Time interview published on Friday. I don't want to comment on that, but I've spoken to him many times, Trump said in response to CNN's Elena Trine when leaving the South Lawn at the White House. According to publicly available records, the last time the two leaders spoke by phone was on January 17th, days before Trump's inauguration for his second term. Since last week, Trump has repeatedly said that his administration is talking with Chinese officials to strike a trade deal, only to be met with flat denials from Beijing each time. On Friday, hours before Trump's interview with Time was published, China's foreign ministry urged the U.S. not to mislead the public on trade negotiations between the two sides. Trump's apparent willingness to de-escalate the trade war has been brushed off by Beijing, which has instead demanded the U.S. remove all tariffs on China. Since returning to the White House, Trump has imposed levies of 145% on Chinese goods, though he exempted imports of electronics such as smartphones and computers from his so-called reciprocal tariffs. China has raised tariffs on U.S. imports to 125%, but it has also quietly rolled back the levies on some semiconductors made in the United States, according to import agencies, as Beijing tries to soften the blow of the trade war on its all-important tech industry. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe so we can continue the discussions below.